Oh God, thank God for that. You know, I really hate winter because it's dark so early. But I'm here to talk about expressing feelings is not an argument. um, there's things that I'm learning still. Obviously, we're all still learning, right? Um, you wanna you want to be careful of people that, like, when you express displeasure with their actions, them calling it an argument, and then they cut you off and tell you they're not about to argue with you as you express how they made you feel. That's like a level of emotional manipulation, because it causes you to not, um, like, if you're not strong in your boundaries, which I'm still learning how to do that, right? If you're not strong in your boundaries, then it causes you to silence yourself, therefore affecting your throat chakra. And when you're not expressing um, yourself, well, then you're not fully activating love. So I have experienced that, and it's a really hurtful thing to go through, because then when they go to do it again, and then you try to express your feelings about it again, every single time you get shut down and you're told that you're arguing, and you're not trying to argue, you're just trying to come to, understanding. Love is understanding, and being compassionate about other people's experiences. So if I come to you and I'm like, hey, there's something that you've been doing that really hurts my feelings. You're like, I'm not about to talk with you. I'm not about to argue with you. It's not an argument. I'm telling you that you hurt my feelings. And then we talk about ways that we can, maybe you don't do that anymore, or maybe before you do it you give me a warning, or whatever the case may be. um you know I know where that comes from, and I've actually spoke on it before, because it's seen in a lot of different types of isms, right? So in racism, it's seen in racism where, if you do not, if you don't protest peacefully, well, then we're not going to listen to you because you're not protesting peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Then they protest peacefully, and it's like, well, you should just be happy with what you have. And they've taken away what we have, because now we don't even have affirmative action anymore in terms of race, right? So that is an example, and I used that example before, um, because it comes from when your parent speaks to you and they tell you they want you to do something, and you say, well, why do I have to do it? Don't talk back. Don't be disrespectful, right? So now you get in a relationship, and you, in my case, where this is coming from, it wasn't a relationship, obviously. Y'all would know if I was in a relationship, right? No, you wouldn't, but it doesn't matter. um, So now you come across, you're in a relationship, and you were raised that way, where talking back or expressing your displeasure or expressing your feelings about it is disrespectful, and it's back talk, and it's an attitude, and it's smart aleck, right? So then when I come to you and I tell you, hey, what you did was real disrespectful, and it hurt my feelings, and you always do this to me, or always is not necessarily true, but perhaps, a lot of people say speaking in extremes is manipulative, but I mean, if every time I text you, you ignore me, and then when Saturday hits, you text me and say, hey, I need some head, before you even say how are you or anything, and you do that every weekend, um, when I say that's disrespectful, and you don't even like me, and blah blah blah, and you're hurting my feelings, and blah blah blah, and then you tell me I'm arguing. You're just repeating the cycle that your parents did to you, and affecting and affecting the relationship, and not taking responsibility for your own behavior. Um, you know, and so as those things don't get resolved, you'll find yourself always having this argument, and they're always arguing because you never gave them a chance to hear them out in the first place. you know so I wanted to bring that up because expressing your feelings is not arguing. Expressing your feelings is not disrespectful, as long as you're doing it in a respectful way, of course. And sometimes it's, depending on the, if somebody's like really disrespectful to you, and you may not be able to express yourself respectfully, but that doesn't mean that you're trying to argue. You're simply just coming from a real place of hurt. You know what I mean? Arguing is not, expressing feelings is not arguing. Expressing feelings is not bringing something to you to cause an argument. It's not that. It doesn't ever have to be an argument. Um, and again, the more you shut that down, the more you disengage. If you don't have good boundaries, then you might find yourself silencing yourself, to keep, because you don't want to get that reaction of, I'm not about to argue with you, and then now they're not going to talk to you because you argued with them when all you were doing was expressing their feelings. Recognize that if you haven't already, you know, um, and strengthen your own boundaries, if you can. Um, that's all I have to say about that.